welcome to First and 15, the only podcast that's trying to get you paid. I'm here with two-time FFPC champion, AB. I'm also here with our Dynasty guru, Dio the Machine. Guys, this is a special episode this week. This is our one and only draft episode. We get a chance to watch the champ do it live. At least it's live for us. Listen, I hope you guys really enjoy this because we get a chance to see what his mind thinks like, and we actually go inside the war room. So this is our draft episode.
All right, we're about to log in. We literally do not know our draft slot.
And the draft just started,
yeah,
so
FFPC calling me
look,
right
they
now.
calling him right now. Like, where you at?
Yeah, I'm logging in right now. Promise.
Live
Sorry
and in
about that.
effect.
All right. So we are in.
We got the first pick.
The first pick, of course.
I told y'all it was gonna be the first pick.
You
It
gotta love it. All right. So,
was gonna be the first pick. So
all right. So not much debate there.
I mean, wait,
If you guys are
wait.
okay,
What do you?
okay.
Oh, we got. No, I'm playing. C-Mac, easy.
Yeah.
C-Mac. C-Mac is the consensus number one. I mean, I've seen some Kelsey, maybe a
Dalvin
Cook.
earlier. Yeah.
But come on, people, it's C-Mac. Man.
Yeah,
It's
this is
C-Mac.
one of those situations again where I just, I'm really trying not to play any type of games. I mean, you get the number one overall.
Right.
Don't think about it too hard.
Yeah.
Unless you drafted 10 times and you have, 10 number one overall picks and you want to try to diversify a bit, maybe. I
Even
can see
still, man, I would still just take
it.
C-Mac.
I understand it. And even with that being said, it's not, to me it would not be unfathomable if he wasn't the overall number one at the end of the year.
Oh, of
barring
course,
injuries. So,
of course.
but
But this is a game of probability,
exactly.
and the
Exactly.
probability is
Exactly.
he's gonna smash like he
Exactly.
smashed in the past when he was healthy. Even last year when he was healthy, those few games he was smashing.
Yeah.
You know, so. But anyway,
Ba-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da. What if we could plan it out? Cabo for a week, Paris for a day, ooh-wee-wee. You can come and be my babe, you can see what a gentleman I am. Yeah. What if we could plan it out? Party in the streets, like the golden days at the beach. Family buzzing in my air like a beat. Maybe you could chill. All this stuff I have up in my head, I just wanna do. Maybe if you come, then you can hang, you can meet the crew. We could even chill out at the park like we did in school. Take you back to when you was a kid, everything was cool. Hope you never lose track, life's a little hard when you're not home, yeah. Yeah, I've been going and going, but still on my own, yeah. I'm a soldier, I fight for what's right, so my heart's just been fighting for you. What more can I do? I just wanna put you in a box like some... Keep you to myself, I don't wanna share no options. If I finally tell the truth, then I'm telling it to you. What if we could plan it out? Cabo for a week, Paris for a day, ooh-wee-wee. You can come and be my babe, you can see what a gentleman I am. Yeah. What if we could plan it out? Party in the streets, like the golden days at the beach. Family buzzing in my air like a beat. Maybe you could chill.
안녕하세요. Shawty, you beneficent for real. Tell me how it feel to be the one I meet. Only need a week with you, baby. You so bad, I cannot speak. Shawty, where you been at? I wish I'd known you sooner, so we hit the mat like judo. But I guess it's all okay though, cause we jumping on a plane. US dollars to some pesos on my mind like I'm insane. You my babe, we can go wherever you want. I got lemon in my water and these ropes that you got on make me feel like I'm the man, but I can't wait to put you on. We could kick it with this 4-course meal and this nice red wine. Don't hold it all inside. You my number one.
All right, so just to recap for the audience, we have Kittle, who just went. CEH is off the board. Hopkins before that. Antonio Gibson. Who are you taking?
you got 3 wide receivers in your queue.
Yeah,
so
I got 3 wide receivers.
I'm assuming you're taking 2 wide receivers right
I'm
here.
taking 2 wide receivers.
Okay.
And I already know who I'm taking, but I want to speak a little bit and give us a little time. So,
Wait, can I see the running back before you pick your receiver, just to see who you're skipping?
and that's a good thing. That's an important thing. Yeah, I try to avoid looking at specific positions because then you
Okay.
just lose sight of what's on the board. So what I was saying earlier, I was hoping the reason I was hoping George Kittle would fall to me is because knowing what I know about the tight ends that are going to be available there, at 4 or 5, likely Andrews, Hawkinson, and Pitts are going to be gone.
Andrews might fall to you.
If Andrews falls to me, that would be perfect.
So he just went Justin Jefferson at the 212.
And if you haven't heard me before, I'm really falling in love with Justin Jefferson. Them losing Irv Smith, another significant passing target. Obviously, Rudolph is gone.
Tyler Conklin.
I'm
I'm sorry. I don't know. I was flustered. I don't know what's going on right there. Yeah.
I was already on Justin Jefferson. I love him in the same tier as the Metcalf, etc.
30 seconds.
He's an ascending wide receiver, and someone definitely I want to have a good amount of shares on. So this next pick wasn't honestly too hard for me. I went with AJ Brown.
Yeah, I was gonna say. That's my that's my guy. Like,
Because
please. I was sitting over like,
why isn't AJ Brown in this discussion?
And there are gonna be a lot of CMC, Justin Jefferson, AJ Brown builds. But I don't care. I don't necessarily care so much about diversifying because I know in the back half of the draft I'll be able to do so. And as Dale likes to mention, drafting is such a, I don't even want to say a small aspect. Obviously, whatever the next tier above small is, in-season management is so key.
drafting is like the orientation. It's like when you get the syllabus in class.
It's
like,
the formality.
Yeah,
That's what you called it
exactly.
before. It's the formality.
yeah, so.
Coming out the barbershop too lit. Pocket full of nickels blowing super draw. Smoother than the Cadillac with cruise control. Doing what I do, Women playing hard to get as I pull up on the boulevard, flossing it. Like, ain't that boy cold? Ain't that boy cold? On something like a freezer, ain't I? Even when I seem kinda out of season, ain't I? Up to date with it. Do your thing, don't play with it. Fade away sweet like Jay did it. Swish. Summertime with a winter breeze. Summer grind on my mind, I don't get to breathe. There you go, hey.
Light on up. Put that spice off in my blood. Roll that's right off in my cup. And we rollin'. Better tell somebody we rollin' on it. We rollin'. Better tell somebody we rollin' on it. We rollin'. Roll right now. Bounce like that. 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 Roll right now.
Coming out the crib in my house shoes. I don't even know why they call them house shoes. Should call them corner kicks. Cause you only kick it in them on your corner shit. Cruising through the Ave in my pajama gear. Got me feeling so lavender. Out here dodging bull like a matador. Oh, I mean a matador. Got women catching piss like a catheter. It's so crazy. I should've said Kelly. I should've said only in this piece with the belly. I should've said we only carry a piece when they jelly. Get the women in the telly and everybody be mellow. Well, I mean they be mellow. Rolling up sipping jello. Women be saying hello. My homies be screaming yo. Hey girl, yo. Where you going, little mama? Hey.
Light on up. Put that spice off in my blood. Roll that's right off in my cup. And we rollin'. Better tell somebody we rollin' on it. We rollin'. Better tell somebody we rollin' on it. We rollin'. Roll right now. Bounce like that. 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 Roll right
Shout out to Soul Dad, brother. It's good music, good loud.
Right now, what I can do with this team is just really, this is a true value-based draft right now, where literally all I've done is, at least based off of my rankings, based off of my projections, I've taken the best players on the board that were available to me, and I'm going to continue going down that route. So with the next pick, this is a guy that I love. He's one of my highest owned wide receivers, Deontay Johnson.
And we spoke about him on the pod last week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
We spoke about him about the guy against the guy that I think you're about to draft next, maybe. So you might get both, or who you gonna go?
I'm questioning now. So now, we gotta get to the point where I'm trying to decide on my build.
Right.
Okay. And what I'm doing is going through this process of, if I take a running back here, what does that mean? What's going to be available to me, when it comes back to me in about 23 to 24 picks? If I take a QB and I, really try and go for, grabbing one of these high upside guys, what's going to be available to me? And if I take a QB, will there be a QB that falls to me that I'm comfortable with and that I think may be able to either
20
equally
seconds.
perform or outperform somebody I'm willing to take now? So really right now, it's all based off of a roster construction standpoint. And so what I'm going to do right now is take my boy. He was going to be hard for me.
All that talking. All that talking, he's still.
So who went Brandon
I
Ayuk?
went Brandon Ayuk.
So real quick, go and recap Abby's team if you want.
All right. So at this point, we got Christian McCaffrey, Justin Jefferson, A.J. Brown, Deontay Johnson, Brandon Ayuk. We only have one running back, and that's surprising to me because you like to build your teams around the running backs and really stack running backs.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. No. Explain yourself.
So when I say I like to stack running backs, I like to stack good elite running backs.
Okay.
So if I'm drafting, and usually this occurs, with picks for me 2 through 5 and picks 9 through 12, meaning that towards the back end, we all know that I love Saquon. And so we're seeing Saquon routinely fall to the second. So I know if I end up with a pick 10 through 12, I'm going to pass on Saquon with the hope of getting that value in the second round. So that means in that first round, I'm looking at guys like Austin Eckler, Zeke if he falls to me. I am willing to even take Najee Harris up there. I'm not taking Joe Mixon in that round. Potentially I may consider Aaron Jones, but really not likely. Devontae Adams and Tyreek Hill rarely fall into 10, 11, and 12 these days. If those guys are there, I'm definitely taking them over all of those running backs. But usually I'm going with one of those Austin Eckler, Zeke Elliott type builds, and then grabbing me another running back, either Saquon Barkley, Najee Harris, or Antonio Gibson.
Mom and daddy from the south, I like golds in my mouth, like to drive real slow with the beats down low. And I never been a shooter, but I rebound though, like my hair blonde though. I'm the hair honcho, get the bread pronto, got these hands rondo, pull up skirt slow mo. He don't know so, and we buy what we like. We don't care about logo. I'm so anti-social, even in my own home, even with my own phone. All I see is rose gold and a diamond necklace. I'm so ambidextrous and one hand well and texting it. I need to talk to a therapist. Danger room, I might get neglected, and now I know who I'm affecting like this. Ain't no space, ain't no time. If I ever cross your mind, hit my line. I'm just one phone call away. All the homies, family mine. Know that Jay and Memphis line. Anytime, I'm just one phone call away. Everybody gotta die. We just waiting here in line. I ain't lying. I'm just one phone call away. So hit me when you're free. When you're free. When you're free. Here I go talking about me. I had a nightmare, I hardly could sleep. I seen a boogeyman enter my dream. I heard the boogeyman knows how to tweet. Don't buy into anything, keep your receipts. There's a new story like every week. Not too much sugar when getting your tea. It comes to fruition and you get impeached. Bigger the bag, bigger the fee. Cover your ass to keep it brief. Or with the flash under the seat. Cause suckers will drag what they can't reach. Then pawn it and put it on Chinese for squad. Real niggas don't let they little homie starve. Money is cool, but it's blood before all. Those are my dogs, I got a dinosaur.
for a toothbrush. I got a millionaire smile. It's called growing with the times. And my nana need an ounce. Do anything for the family. Ain't no time or amount. There's always space up on the couch. Piggy banks and accounts. Ain't no space, ain't no time. If I ever cross your mind, hit my line. I'm just one phone call away. All the homies, fam of mine. Know that Jay in Memphis line. Anytime, I'm just one phone call away. Everybody gotta die. We just waiting here in line. I ain't lying. I'm just one phone call away. So hit me when you're free. When you're free. When you're free.
So Abby's up next. In his queue, he has Jamar Chase, Raheem Mostert, Russell Wilson, Devontae Smith, and Noah Fant. I don't know if that's his order.
And Dak Prescott.
And then he just added Dak Prescott. So
I assume Mostert is probably going to be next. I know that. All right, but you're literally on the clock. The truth serum.
So look, so this is where my hand is forced, okay? And it's not even forced. This is where you have to understand that I have since episode 1, I've not been a Jamar Chase guy, right? I've not been a Jamar Chase guy. I felt like he was going too early. But he is now at the back of the 7th or back at
sixth
round.
You can make him a 7th round pick
I'm
if
gonna
you
make
want. There you go.
I am going to make him a 7th round.
just
Push
because.
that ADP back just a little bit further.
Just because you want to be able to say you got this guy in the
But who's
7th
the
round.
running back you taking is the question.
Okay, so this is the guy that I've talked about in the group chat very recently and had brought his name up and had been urging you guys to try and get you some
20
shares
seconds.
up. In this particular build, and I've done this before, at the back end of the 6th round, I went with Raheem Mostert.
Raheem Mostert, I knew
I
it.
think so. I had been a Trey Sermon guy from day one, and this is why it took me so long to get to Raheem Mostert. I love Trey Sermon. I keep we talked today. I literally called him and was texting him. During the championship, the college championship playoff series, it was like, man, this is literally the best back I've seen in college football. I loved him, and so when he got signed and drafted by San Francisco, I fell in love. I was like,
Match
he's the
made in
perfect-
heaven.
Match made in heaven. So that made me put blinders on, and then we know Raheem Mostert's injury history, etc. So I just felt the need, I felt this need to gravitate towards Trey Sermon and try and get as many shares as possible. And he was going in the 6th round, 7th round at times, so I was getting those shares. But what we've seen throughout the offseason has been the steady narrative that Raheem Mostert is the 1A back. He's also been held out of preseason games. And when Raheem Mostert is healthy, he is electric. People don't realize
One of the
how
fastest
fast-
guys in the NFL.
Literally one of the fastest guys in the NFL. So imagine, just picture this, okay? Even if it's Garoppolo, but picture Trey Lance back there.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
This offensive line, Kyle Shanahan scheme, players in motion. He's running through wide open.
Jalen Hurd getting no, I'm playing.
But he's in the perfect system. And the reason that Raheem Mostert scores these ridiculously long touchdowns,
Because you can't load the box against that San Francisco
because
team either.
Shanahan creates these wide open lanes, and he's the perfect cutback. Perfect guy for this. Outside zone scheme. So while he's healthy, and again, we don't know how long he's going to hold up, but while he's healthy, I love him. I love pairing him with the Christian McCaffrey to start the year off, because I know that week 1 against the Detroit Lions and this easy run schedule throughout the year, as long as he's healthy, I get to play him. I want as many 49ers as I can have.
And real quick, just to piggyback off the Mostert discussion, when we were higher, because we were higher on Mostert, I think the field was a lot higher on I'm sorry, not Mostert, Sermon. I think the field was also a lot higher on Sermon than they are now. I think people are starting to recognize Mostert's potential now. We were getting Sermon in the 6th, maybe the early 7th. With all that being the case, he went in the 5th round in this draft, which surprises me. He's went even higher than what we were getting when we actually were on him. So that's a surprise. But just to recap, round 6, 601 Logan Thomas, Then Boyd, Chase Edmonds, Michael Thomas, again, we said at the 604. Darrell Henderson or Daryl Henderson. Gus Edwards. Damian Harris went at the 607. Chase Claypool, Robbie Anderson. Odell went at 610. Kareem Hunt. And again, Abby went Mostert.
All right, and
I see a day to see a job is what it made to me. Shit be freaking bravery. See it's mine is slavery. 9 to 5, grind and strive. Fucking nigga pay me less. It pay my bills at minimal, but see it pay me stress. Doing this and doing that and turn around and scold you true. How I did it wrong when I just did it like you told me to. Fuck you, eat a dick. That's what I be really thinking. Yes, sir. No, sir. That's what I be really speaking. Cause even though this job pissed me off, obviously, what make a nigga piss more is living poverty. Obviously, I gotta work, suck it up and give a smirk. Smiling even though it hurt and see my boss a fucking jerk. They call it a paycheck, is really disrespect. That shit's so low I can't afford to call collect. And that's better than Mike Jack with the White Sox. I'm steady slaving for days, just give me one shot. Slaving all day, slaving all night. We work slow days and we work slow nights. Slaving all day, slaving all night. We work slow days and we work slow nights. Slaving all day, slaving all night. We work slow days and we work slow nights. Slaving all day, slaving all night. We work slow days and we work slow nights. I see them laughing as they passing and harass me colder. Cause see my passion keeps on passing me, I'm getting older. That's why I rarely let people at my job know I rap. Cause that just turned to some circus like I'm an acrobat. And my coworkers are nosy and I don't miss it hard. Can you do a rap at a job Christmas party? Hell no, you ain't shit offended you would ask me to. Don't get it twisted that I'm working here cause I'm just passing through. But they don't believe me cause I've been here for years working. And so it's seeming it's dreaming the rapping ain't working. On a professional level it's so objectional shovel I'm doing dirt with, so every day I work shit. I'm steady slaving, behaving just like I'm Roots Tobin. I feel dejected, rejected, sit on my stoop slowly. And it's better than Mike Jack with the White Sox. I'm steady slaving for days, just give me one shot. Slaving all day, slaving all night. We work slow days and we work slow nights. Slaving all day, slaving all night. We work slow days and we work slow nights. Slaving all day, slaving all night. We work slow days and we work slow nights. Slaving all day, slaving all night. We work slow days and we work slow nights. Day, slaving night, works days, works night, slaving day, slaving night.
all right, so we got Debo Samuel, Tom Brady, Corey Davis, Russell Wilson, Marquez Callaway, AJ Dillon, Jalen Waddle, Aaron Rodgers, Jarvis Landry, Justin Herbert, and of course, one pick away from us, Dallas Goedert.
The snipe.
The snipe.
The official
So,
snipe.
He really sniped me, and this is tough because once we used to have a lot of tight ends to choose from. Okay, Irv Smith is injured.
Mm-hmm.
Evan Ingram is injured. Okay, Troutman, who was our boy. So I'm not going after Gesicki. So
Everett's still out there, though.
yeah,
But I don't know
not
if I'm
this
as high on
early.
Everett as me.
Not this early. Not this early. So this isn't a hard decision for me right here because I don't know how many people have gotten.
Abby now has 6 tight ends on. 6 wide receivers on his roster.
Mr. I love drafting running
I'm
backs.
gonna make sure he drafts no more wide receivers in this draft
Please don't.
because he really can't even play any more wide receivers.
Now,
Honestly, but at this point, so this is the thing. And remember, I'm putting myself in season. In season, we look at cornerback matchups. We look at game scripts. We look at how players are doing. And then we also have to account for injuries. So for me, I don't mind having depth when it's good depth.
Yeah.
When it's depth that could really pay off. So I don't mind this build to start off. Now we got to decide, okay, where do I want to go? Ronald Jones or Sony Michel? To me, this is not a hard choice.
15 seconds left.
Given this is the FFPC, and I can retroactively start my guys, and he's going to be playing against the Dallas Cowboys, I'm going to go with Ronald Jones.
I wouldn't even be surprised, honestly, if Sony Michel fell back to you anyways.
Exactly, and that was the other reason why I waited. The Goddard, this guy taking Goddard kind of hurt, but I took Kenny Galladay.
I got no drip in my pocket. Must've forgot it, or maybe I already lost it. Don't got enough to go cop it. I'm about to take off like a rocket. Houston, we might have a problem, but that don't mean money will solve them. No, that don't mean money will solve them. Woke up dreaming other commas, and I got $100 in my wallet. I've been trying to make it, do it for my mama. I ain't with the faking, never with the drama. She said that I'd make it, now I gotta honor that. Replace a Honda with the fucking Model X. Replace my exes with a couple models. She act out of pocket, now it's just a problem. I got it, I got it, I got it, I got it. No, really, don't worry. I don't want no Burberry glowing like the sun, or maybe a little Mercury. Shooting like I'm Booker, but nobody ever heard of me. You don't got 5 O's when I say word to me. Nah, but really, y'all been acting silly. I could care less if you fucking with me, cause I still got the checks coming 150. I got no drip in my pocket, yeah. Must've forgot it, or maybe I already lost it. Don't got enough to go cop it. I'm about to take off like a rocket. Oh, Houston, we might have a problem, but that don't mean money will solve them. Yeah, that don't mean money will solve them. It was never about the comments, you know that these problems that come with a lease. Shawty keep on asking for it like I got the money, just go to the streets. This ain't Givenchy, it's Fifi. I get my money, then hold it back like a rich nigga with an ice pack. Under quarterback, you a halfback. Check the difference in banking amount that. Take my stacks out of bank to the flat X. And then I go right back just to spin it. Still a 07 nigga with the spinners. Paper rides out, baby, that my business. Such a heartbreaker out here with the women. Yeah, they wanna touch it, I just need the space. Why you tryna rush it? Get up on my face. I got no drip in my pocket. Must've forgot it, or maybe I already lost it. Don't got enough to go cop it. I'm about to take off like a rocket. Houston, we might have a problem, but that don't mean money will solve them. No, that don't mean money will solve them. Money can't solve, but I've been in my bag, yeah. Dollars colored, like those jeans up on your back, yeah. I get what I want and don't let no one hold me back. I got 99 more problems and ain't none of those a rag. Cause if I get it, I spend it. Just like my government stimulus. I got a profit and comfort and dividend. No begging another, no business shit. So I just kinda depends on me, little baby. You know that the music coming ain't free. But we run it and we make it back anyway. Know they put that shit on me.
So real quick, before you pick, Jalen Hurts, Evan Ingram, Hollywood Brown, James White, Rashad Penny, Darrington Evans, Tony Jones, who I love, and Tyson Williams, who y'all know I love. I just spoke on him as well.
What did our boy Carlos say on Evan Ingram?
Evan Ingram suffered a calf injury on last week's preseason game. Now, in the lower leg, the calf is made up of several muscles that live in the back there. The gastroc, which is your calf, the soleus that is also connected to the gastroc, and then several other muscle layers that live deep towards the bone. Now, any one of those muscles could have gotten strained during the game itself. He actually went for an MRI on Monday to double check what that strain was. The reports have not disclosed what that strain was, but he was able to walk off on his own power. So I don't suspect a grade 3 muscle strain, which would be a complete rupture. Grade 1 or grade 2 is going to be the 1-2 injuries that we're going to be monitoring. A grade 1 muscle strain, specifically in the gastroc, is going to require anywhere between 2 to 5 weeks, only because of how much pressure and how much force that they have to put through that lower leg, specifically during running, jumping, cutting, sprinting, decelerating, and pushing people up against blocking or whatever they need to do on the field itself for that type of activity. Now, because of that much force, they're going to want to bring him on slowly just to ensure that he is healing appropriately and he has no re-aggravation. Re-aggravation, especially in the gastroc, can set your recovery period back 1 or 2 weeks. And so you're going to want to be smart and make sure that they're bringing him on slowly to ensure that he's healing successfully. Now, a grade 2 muscle strain is going to involve a little bit longer recovery period. Because a grade 2 actually was a partial tear. Now, the muscle itself is a 3D model. It has depth to it and has length to it. And so parts of that muscle itself are torn, not all of it. And so therefore it makes that injury more significant. More stiffness, more swelling, more pain, and more recovery time period for that itself. And so you're looking for a more of a 4 to 8 week recovery period for a muscle grade 2 strain. And therefore, we're going to be monitoring reports from here on out to ensure that the injury itself was not significant, that he's going to be missing multiple weeks through the season. But his season 1 opener is in jeopardy, so I would have a contingency plan just in case that his muscles aren't healing quick enough to start that season 1, and I'm sure they're not going to want to rush him back to jeopardize his entire season. And so his week 1 is in jeopardy because of that timeline and how much pressure and force he has to put through that gastroc. So have a plan in place just to make sure that he does start week 1. If not, then you have something in place.
This is a situation where there's no need for me to reach for Evan Ingram. This is a situation where I'm not going to play much in terms of
15
games,
seconds left.
and I'm going to get the quarterback that I literally have been targeting for the last month and a half because of his ADP drift.
The suspense is killing everybody. He's taking Jalen Hurts.
And I know Dale does not want me to take another wide receiver.
I don't.
But
I mean, it's value at this time, and I know your guy is there. I mean, I can't knock a person for taking their guy, because if your guy goes off, you're gonna be mad that you skipped him.
You can only play so many wide receivers.
Yeah, exactly. You can only play so many wide receivers. But we'll see what the champ is gonna do here. I mean, I wouldn't be mad even if you took Ingram. Ingram is gonna be back.
That's what I'm saying. That's why he's at the top of my queue right now. And the running backs that I want, I'm hoping that all these guys go. The next running back that I will take will be this guy. We're not going to say it. We're going to keep this suspense going, even though we know this is not live. And then I could play around and go.
If you want to take Evan Ingram now, you can later consider going Troutman, Juwan Johnson, where you still take that Saints tight end room.
All right, 10 seconds left. What you got?
Oh man, I really want to take Marquise Brown. I really do.
Gotta make a choice.
I'm not going to take Marquise Brown. We're going to go.
So you're going to recap this last round?
Yeah.
Let's recap. Well, for one, I want to see what the pick is because it hasn't come up for me. So
did we recap the 9th round? I think we need to recap 9 and 10.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to show the board, but you just took Evan Ingram to start the 11th round, but you took Jalen Hurts in the 10th round. Did you feel like if you took Jalen Hurts right there, he wouldn't have come back to you with the quarterbacks that are already taken off the board?
Absolutely. Again, when I'm in a room and I'm concerned that it's maybe novice drafting or people who are drafting, I don't want to say they're not skilled because anybody can win, and people kind of draft based off of how they believe. And I don't want to tell anyone that they're wrong. We won't know until the end of the season, but. Just based on the feel of this room, I felt like this is a room that was probably going to start reaching at their second quarterback sooner rather than later. Once sort of kind of the common name guys go, that's when people start kind of getting a bit flustered and thinking to themselves, okay, well, I'm really not sure who I want, or I feel like I can get this guy so much later, or he's way overvalued. Let me just lock in my second quarterback because I like the name of the
Do you want me to say your cue?
Don't say it.
Okay, I won't say it.
I'm so happy that all these other guys went ahead of him.
Okay.
Like, I don't mind. I'm glad they took David Johnson. I'm glad they took Tevin Coleman. I'm glad they took Kenneth Gainwell. I'm fine with them taking Damian Williams. There's only one guy that I wanted to fall back to me.
All right.
I think this is a good time to take Tyson, to be honest with you. By the way, it's not Tyson. It's Tyson.
Tyson or Tony Jones? You like Tyson
I-
because he has current value.
Bam.
Okay.
I think
But
Tony
can he
Jones you can get
catch?
later.
This is my worry.
Can Gus catch?
I don't know.
I think out of the two, and I don't even know if Tyson can catch. I think Tyson can catch better than Gus can, you know? And that's another reason why I like Tyson, because I feel like out of the two, he would be the receiving back. Out of the two, you know?
So this is where I'm.
Oh, they took your guy.
Terrence, I'm not. You know,
You come back on him a little bit?
I'm not a Terrence Marshall guy.
Okay.
I'm more trying to understand. You know, I want to understand. Not understand. I want to appreciate his effect on the other players there.
Okay.
The other wide receivers.
Okay.
So he's not a player that I want to draft, but he's a reason that I don't draft DJ Moore where he's going or
So real quick, on Abby's queue, he has Darrington Evans, Tony Jones, and Tyson Williams.
Okay. And again, I only have one tight end who's not healthy. But this is a situation where I don't feel like I need to reach.
Mm-hmm.
I have plenty of guys later on in the back of my mind that I'm going to take.
Like I said, those Saints tight ends are still there.
Yeah, so you got to understand, you know, this is where you want to be careful about saying, okay, you know, this is where I'm switching from value-based drafting, or not value. Well, I guess I'm still value-based drafting, but well, I'm not drafting based off of needs. You know, towards the next round is where I'm going to really have to start considering that.
By the way, another reason why I didn't say go Tony Jones here because Latavius hasn't been picked yet, and I still think people might see Latavius as over Tony Jones.
Yep.
So
Explain this Darrington Evans pick though. Like why Darrington Evans
So
here?
this is a, and I think everyone else is on it for this reason, but no one has really just vocalized it. People don't want to put it out in the air, and I don't want. But I have not drafted a lot of Derrick Henry. Okay, I've been very hesitant to. Like most people, I'm worried about the workload.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So if I'm not going to draft a lot of Derrick Henry, the only way he doesn't succeed really is if he gets hurt.
Right.
Okay, or if he misses games for whatever reason. So if he misses games, I've seen enough from Darrington Evans to realize that he can be a 3-down back. Not from a standpoint of getting the workload of Derrick Henry, but he can play on first down, second down, and he can catch the ball out of the backfield. Brian Hill's for the most part pretty much gone. Okay,
no, I think he's on IR. Or
he's
hurt.
on IR.
Right,
But
and they cut one of the other guys too.
it was
Javion Hawkins that everybody loves.
Yeah.
It was a brief preview in that preseason game before he kind of pulled up limp. Sorry. It was a brief preview before he pulled up limp. But I saw what I needed to see from the standpoint of, okay, if Derrick Henry were to go down, this is a handcuff that I want. Okay. So, again, potentially.
One pick away, and Tony Jones is still on the board. I'm just putting it out there.
You saw who just went, right?
Alex Collins.
Alex Collins
Yeah.
just went.
Yeah.
Okay. So now
What about? Remember we talked about Ty Johnson on the pod a couple weeks ago?
So he's the one I'm drafting late round.
Okay.
I don't understand. He literally has started pretty much every
Yeah,
preseason game.
he started. Yeah.
And he plays significant. I don't know. People are looking.
Like I was laughing at you that day, but he's actually been playing.
He looks good.
and doesn't look bad. So.
I think it's because I'm a Longhorn, and I saw him like rip up. He played for Maryland, and this is like when we thought we were just going to run over Maryland, and they somehow beat us. Of course, typical Longhorn fashion.
All right, so you're on the clock. Dio, do you want to give us the Q list?
Okay, real quick. The queue is very short at the moment. It's only Tony Jones and Tua
I'm gonna
Tua
add some-
Tagovailoa.
Yeah, and I'm going to add some players to this queue. So here again is where I have options. I
think you just took Tua.
Say what?
Did you just take Tua?
No, I'm not taking Tua.
Why did Tua get off the queue? You took him off?
I took him off the queue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tua is no longer on the queue. He's been replaced by Austin Hooper
And
Juwan Johnson. I forgot about Austin Hooper. There's a lot of tight ends still out there, man.
Still a lot.
I know.
Like you can honestly wait if you want, but I don't know if you
And I
want to
think
do
I
that.
am. But this is the thing. I don't want to wait on Juwan.
Got you. I
You know,
feel you.
because right now we're just playing for upside. you
Right,
know?
right.
And Hooper's kind of a safe
15
play.
seconds.
OJ doesn't get drafted in certain situations.
So you're gonna double up on Saints right here. So he just took Tony Jones. Like I
right.
told y'all, he was able to come back, which he did. And I think he said he's gonna take Juwan Johnson here as well.
All right. So just look at the board right now, Dio. Let's go back to.
That's me on a banister. Cleaned up, no janitor. Had me 3 canisters. Now I'm sweet, I'm a fan of her. See no ring on the hand of her. No man, new manicure. I'ma be what I am with her. Cause I saw that she had promising eyes. Like I see this moment in hindsight. That was a moment in time. I fell in the mode in a blind light. Watching us dance from the sidelines. Vibes ride through hive mind. Hand on the hip, handling it. All in a trance in a blind light. All I know is a wave, I'm awake, she's awake. All I know is a wave, I'm awake, she's awake. So we hit the club like Titleist, turned up like Nihilist. It's good for us like vitamins. Feed the beast, she a lioness. Been in a row, been in a cage, limited living for weeks. Look at us feeling alive, look at us feeling at ease, and it's really a vibe. Tending it, sending it wide. She like a gym with the lime, I'm in with the mind. Perk the antenna in mind, certain she's sending me signs and I send them in kind. We give it all to the night. It's giving us what we like, giving me life. And I saw that she had promising eyes. Like I see this moment in hindsight. That was a moment in time. I fell in the mode in a blind light. Watching us dance from the sidelines. Vibes ride through hive mind. Hand on the hip, handling it. All in a trance in a blind light. Feels like love, so it is what it isn't. In the moment, in the mode for a minute. Solo, grown folks, independent. All we know in the now is we're in the car, in the back, on the way to the house. We act like innocent kids. Asking the driver to tell us about how his wife and his business is. And give him his tips, stepping up out of the lift. Itching for hitting the switch, I give an assist. She put her hand in my grip. Look at me licking her lips. Look at this slide. It's getting me hypnotized and triple the time. Tripping to get it inside, yeah, and it's visiting time. We pause in the hallway, drawn out all gray, all night always. Cause I saw that she had promising eyes. Like I see this moment in hindsight. That was a moment in time. I fell in the mode in a blind light. Watching us dance from the sidelines. Vibes ride through hive mind. Hand on the hip, handling it. She had promising eyes. Like I see this moment in hindsight. That was a moment in time. I fell in the mode in a blind light. Watching us dance from the sidelines. Vibes ride through hive mind. Hand on the hip, handling it. All in a trance in a blind light.
By the way, Abby's about to pick real quick. On his queue, O.J. Howard, Dan Arnold, Tyler Conklin, Jared Patterson from the Washington football team. Denver defense, like I just brought up, Bateman, who is on IR, who will be back in 3 weeks. He just scooted Tua Tagovailoa up to the top, which means he's probably going to take him soon. And then Nico Collins from my beloved Texans.
Yes, sir.
And he's on the clock.
So I really want to take Denver defense here, but this team does not allow me to just sort of kind of do that. I can't risk not getting my boy O.J. Howard. As silly as that may sound, for me, that is an important pick. And understanding how much upside I feel Tua may potentially have, to see him here in the 17th round and knowing that I can, okay, at least I have a comfortable quarterback position. Because remember, this isn't this, FFPC and just leagues in general, in 2021 versus, 2015, 2016, people are carrying two quarterbacks, especially because of COVID. So the idea that I can just, I can just go to the waiver wire and pick up a quarterback based off of matchup is a lot harder now than it used to be.
Yeah.
So if I can do it, like if I had Kyler, I would not be taking Tua right here. I would just wait again, and I would get that Denver defense. Knowing how I feel about that defense and the way and their schedule to start. But
you're gonna take Tua.
I'm gonna take Tua.
Let me ask you a question. Okay. Now I asked you earlier. You had 5 picks.
I'm in the big leagues. Told him don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston. Ayy, feeling like Whitney. I need a bag, bruh. Send it through quickly. I'm making his dog. Like I'm in the big leagues. Told him that I gotta go, dog. I'm riding a road, y'all. I think that I'm back in my bag now. So I need that go, y'all. Got hits when he throwing the fastball. Just too quick for it. Peeling off like the whip orange. Seen the effort, this piss poor. I got too much, I gotta tend to. Car payments and the rent due. Told y'all that I'm 6 foot, but with the money stabbing, I'm 10-2. Too much that I've been through, so I put it all in that rear view. Clean money in a black whip. Got old problems with the friends new. Yeah, I'm in the big leagues. Told her don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston. Ayy, feeling like Whitney. Yeah, I need a bag, bruh. Send it through quickly. I'm making his dog. Like I'm in the big leagues. Yeah, told him I'ma hit it out the stands. I deserve another 100 bands. I deserve another 100 fans. Told him this was always in the plans. I just did it cause they said I can. Blowing euros when I'm down in France. Labels asking how I build a brand. Told him put a check up in my hands. Boy got time, no cap. Made a few checks, but they all in the raps. Had a few friends, but they stuck in the past. I don't even trip when I'm thinking about that. Hopped in the whip and we all in black. Shawty wanna ride to the hop in the back. 0 to 100, seen the rev on the dash. They ain't catching up, dog, I'm moving too fast. I'm in the big leagues. Told her don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney. I need a bag, bruh.
So I'm looking at the queue. Abby looks like he's about to take the Cleveland Browns defense, his defense. And I've talked to Abby about this before because Abby does like Cleveland, but my only reservation is week 1. They are playing against the Kansas City Chiefs.
That's the biggest thing.
And there's no narrative you can talk yourself into as far as the Chiefs like not doing well.
I can absolutely. It's not about not doing well. I understand that they upgraded their offensive line, but their offensive line still takes time to, kind of develop continuity and gel. And still, there are still young players on that offensive line.
Yeah.
So, all I need are a few sacks. That's a nasty Cleveland defense.
It is.
They added Clowney.
And they got the entire offseason to plan, and they saw them in the playoffs.
So you're not concerned with week 1?
No, if I get 2 to 3 points, okay.
You're okay with that?
Because I could draft, I could wait and get Carolina, I could wait and get some of these other teams.
You know what you can do?
Get 2 or 3 points.
You know what you can do?
What?
If that Cowboys-Bucks game happens and O.J. Howard is trash or gets hurt, you can drop O.J. Howard
and
pick up your defense.
Yeah.
So that's strategy.
So actually, a couple days ago when I told you guys that I drafted my last team, I lied about that. By the way, I've already.
It's like three teams.
I'm going to draft.
I need to get back in the pool, man. I need to get back in these drafts. But go ahead.
But I drafted the Cleveland Browns as well, and I started thinking about week 1. What am I going to do week 1? That's a great strategy. Hey, but you have some players that if they don't pan out week 1, you already know certain players that you're going to drop week 1 if your defense doesn't go well. Let's also talk about defenses and kickers. If you didn't go with the Cleveland Browns here, what's the next defense that you would have drafted if they were not on the board?
You mean defenses that have already gone or defenses that are still available?
Or that are still available. And just for the record, Washington is gone, the Rams are gone, Tampa Bay, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, San Francisco, New England, which I don't get New England being gone off the board in the 17th, and I'll explain why. Denver, who I I think we all love Buffalo, Indianapolis, and then you chose the Cleveland Browns.
So I would have given serious looks at the Chargers defense. I think that defense is going to be very, very good this
Derwin James.
And Washington, obviously they're playing Fitz. At any point he can just kind of be turnover prone, so you never know. So just look out for that defense. And we talk about it every year about the Chargers defense being good, and they have a bunch of injuries and they're no longer good. So just understand, this could be the year. And this is another reason why I'm not necessarily that high on some of the offensive weapons there. Yeah. Carolina, we've already talked about. They play the Jets that first week. But you got Sam Darnold on the other side of that game. Minnesota's another good team.
Who they play week 1?
Cincinnati, the Bengals. Not only a good matchup against a poor O-line, but I think this defense is going to be a lot better than they were last year. Guys getting a bit healthier there. Seattle's defense, especially if Carson Wentz is not available, or even if Carson Wentz is available.
Right.
They don't have a left tackle.
They don't have a left tackle. Yeah. We're still not sure just yet about some of the other O-line injuries that they have. So, we'll see. That may be a team that may have a backup quarterback and a bunch of backup O-linemen. And T.Y., even T.Y.'s hurt on that squad.
I never thought about that. That's a good one right there.
Giants defense is a good one as well. Giants defense is a good one. I mean, Denver has a good O-line, but you never know. I mean, Teddy Bridgewater is Teddy Bridgewater. So.
All right, last pick. Who you taking?
So what is your philosophy on kickers right now? Like, do you target kickers, or are you just?
I literally just wait. Sometimes I'm strategic from a standpoint of, okay, I'm not sure who I want to take at the end. Let me just grab the best kicker now, because I have like 5 guys in my queue that I know when I'm going to make it back, and it doesn't matter which one I get. Mm-hmm. I could have done that before. I was actually considering that before. If Tyler Bass was available, I probably would have taken Tyler Bass before I would have taken Cleveland defense. Because now, there's not really a kicker that.
What about that Patriots kicker, that Nordic guy?
Nah,
you don't like him?
I'm probably gonna go.
Or what about the Panthers kicker, the guy that they dropped Joey Slye for? I don't even know. There's so many changes in kickers.
The thing is, I like to think about kickers in a way. Like, I like to choose my kicker based on the offense that I think won't be the best in the red zone, right? Like, so I think about like quarterbacks and those quarterbacks who are not very accurate, because I think when they get in the red zone, they're going to have to run the ball. And if they're not very accurate, they can't throw fade passes. I'm probably overthinking the kicker.
No. That's
thing,
exactly how.
But that's how I think about drafting my kicker.
That's exactly how I approached it last year. We loaded up on Joey Slye because I felt like Bridgewater was somebody that was going to be able to move the chains, but
not get into the end zone.
Yeah, they had no red zone options whatsoever last year. I did not see Robbie Anderson. I don't see DJ Moore as a red zone option. People are like, oh, DJ Moore, if he finally has that TD regression, there's a reason he doesn't score TDs.
Yeah.
There's a reason certain players don't score TDs. Could it happen? Yeah, but there's a reason why it normally doesn't happen. I don't even think it happened in college. But yeah, so I saw that as an opportunity. Like, that offense is one that moves in between the 20s, but has a hard time finishing. And it could be the same thing this year, only they have Christian McCaffrey that's in the fold now. But that may be a team where I may end up looking at that Carolina kicker. So I think kickers are important. I think you could just go for the highest scoring offense like the Chiefs, but you never want to reach for kickers. There's no point whatsoever.
A kicker is a kicker.
Go back and look at the kickers that scored the highest last year. I still see like the Atlanta kicker, Young Koo, not sure if I pronounced that.
No, he was taken. Young Koku.
Yeah, no, I'm saying I still see him going so high, and I'm like, why?
Oh,
This is
okay.
like not the same offense whatsoever.
Right.
Like,
So I do want to give some special shout outs. I know that there are some people who have really been communicating back and forth, whether it's on our YouTube channel or through Twitter. To be honest, they've kind of kept me going as the person who stays up late at night and like who's editing these things and putting it together, knowing that, hey, like there really is someone who's out there watching, who cares, and who
very much appreciate that.
Who, like just interacts with us. We really appreciate those. Did you guys want to kind of go through those?
Yeah. So first off, we need to thank you.
Yeah,
Chris.
for sure.
I mean, our
Salute.
producer, our editor, really our, the guy who just sort of kind of put all of this together.
Yeah.
None of this, literally none of this whatsoever would be possible.
Yeah.
Y'all saw the one episode we did without him.
Yeah.
It didn't go all too well.
Yeah.
So,
We call that
I mean,
the potato camera
and for
episode or
those of you
something
who
like that.
don't know, he just had a new baby on the way. Okay.
Not on the way, it's here.
Oh, it's here. Sorry, my niece.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that's two.
Yeah.
That's two. And he's a lawyer. Okay, practicing lawyer.
Yeah.
All right? So he's doing a lot of this somehow, some way.
Right.
So major thanks, major props, major credit to Chris.
Yeah.
And then definitely, to the fantasy community to.
Y'all have embraced us, man. It's been
it's
love,
been-
man.
it's
We
been
really
huge.
appreciate that. Really,
I
really.
don't even want to call them fans because I feel like we're just all on the same level. But there are certain people who just reached out, like you said, in our DMs or who commented. And it's
Sports
almost-
betting, man.
Sports betting,
That's my
man.
boy. That's my boy.
Dr.
That's my
Binky.
guy.
Dr. Binky, yeah.
There's a number of them
Yeah.
who just, who comment, who give, you know, constructive criticism.
Cowbells for
Yeah.
bell cows or something like that. That's
And
my
it's
boy
like they're-
too.
Yeah, and it's like they're having a conversation with us. So we want to thank you guys for just being active participants. And then, like you said, the fantasy community. I really feel like I always talk about it. Like I think, you know,
Jason
yeah,
Van Buren, you've been a dude too, man. Appreciate the
know,
love.
I always talk about the fantasy community just kind of being this
Dominique.
community that's just amazing. Yes, buddy, you can have that. All right. Sorry, son's in the back. All right. I talk about the fantasy community just being, you know, this amazing community, and yeah, there's always, you know, things that happen like within any family, but I just felt like they've been so welcoming. You know, it's not one of those things where we're all kind of fighting against each other. It's like we're all kind of working together. So one of the, you know, just a few names, and we're not gonna get to everybody, but TOG Fantasy.
Theo. We would call him the OG.
Yeah.
It's Theo. When I found it out,
Very
like,
creative. Yeah.
like,
Like Shelly.
Shelly, my guy,
I mean,
my guy.
Yeah, all our guys and all our friends.
Muzio, one of the hardest working
Muzio,
dudes in the industry,
Go
man.
District,
Go District.
Fantasy Points. I mean, we really want to just thank all of you guys.
Fantasy
for,
Data.
Yeah.
Draft Sharks.
Allowing us to be a part of the community, you know, allowing us to collaborate. We hope, you know, this is just the beginning. And I mean, to everyone, you know, yes, please like, please subscribe, but more importantly, thank you.
Yeah.
We greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, real talk.
Thank you guys. We're out.